This is Compound Films, and we are located in the Skyline District of downtown Houston, and we are a film studio, which you can find on Peerspace, and we work with big brands like Macy's, Microsoft, Kool-Aid, PacSun, and more. Well, we started in 2009 filming music videos for big artists, and then we ultimately blew up to where we could start doing those same videos for big brands. And then we traveled around the world, 22 major cities and 5 international countries like Colombia, Mexico, Germany, Tokyo, Japan, so on and so forth. And then we wanted to graduate and represent the city in a way where people could be proud of what we're doing and they can see where we're trying to take the company. So we chose downtown to put our headquarters studio on Milam and Rusk Street. And now you have artists like 50 Cent coming to Houston, setting up shop. So we wanted to be there early, and we wanted to start our film projects there. And because we know that people from LA and New York, they're coming to downtown Houston and they're setting up their film studios there. So we wanted to be in the mix like Kool-Aid. And we wanted to set up shop so we could film our own studios independently, because here soon the city is about to give us grants and tax breaks to be able to shoot these films, and so we're excited about that, and we're able to help brands market to the Latin community properly. This is what I like about Houston, Texas, that we've always been known as a out of the trunk city. We've always been known to be independent, so now that's what we're doing. We're laying the groundwork to be able to create our own films, get the budget for them, pull the permits to be able to close down streets, to be able to fly helicopters, blow up cars, and we'll be able to do that in downtown Houston, and so that's what we want to do. We want to be able to be around City Hall to where we walk down the street, pull a permit, shit down the street, shoot Transformers, and go back to the office. And so that's what I see going on. And the great thing about 50 Cent coming down there is that not only is he going to spend less to do these TV shows, now people that want to do acting, people that have ideas, that want to sell scripts, that have books to sell, now they'll have somewhere to sell them. They'll have distribution. They'll have somewhere to bring their ideas and their stories, and then they'll be able to partner up with studios like ours. Shout out to Noir Studio. Shout out to Dreamlight Productions. People like that, to where now if you have a great idea, we have access to budgeting, and we can make it happen now. We have the cameras. I mean, we have everything we need in downtown Houston. And here soon, it'll be the home of influencers coming down there and setting up their own podcasts and TV shows and stuff like that. And hopefully we attract some more game shows. And so that's where I see the future going. You'll be able to see on the weekend, you'll be able to ride around and you'll be able to see big lights and big sets and these venues, because the great thing is downtown Houston is coming back full force. And so now we have access to these buildings and these clubs and venues, alleyways, underground tunnels, and we want to make action films and horror films, mystery films. We want to do that in downtown Houston. The great thing about Hispanic Heritage Month is that we're shining light on all these businesses. Here pretty soon, we're about to be the majority here in Houston. It's going to look very brown, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why we want to get out here and set up shop, because when I was a kid, if I was a kid and I was in school and one day we had Compound Films come in there and he looks like me, that right there creates a ripple effect. It creates a chain reaction. Now it's like, well, wait a minute. This guy looks like me and he comes from a place like me. He speaks Spanish. He understands what I go through. And that right there creates a chain reaction to where it's like, well, you don't have to just be a rapper. You don't have to just do this. You don't have to do that. You could become a director. You could become a businessman. And that's my ultimate goal for these kids that are like me, that grew up like me. Shout out to Greenspoint, Texas, to be able to see the opportunity and see guys like Tex at 97.9, G-Man, and all these people where you could be in the business. You don't have to do one thing. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to clean toilets to get there. You could build a brand, build a business, and you could follow in the steps of guys like I said, me, Tex, G-Man, all these people in the industry that are opening doors and creating, platforms for me to be able to get on there and speak about it. And we just want to be an example. And like I said, the Skyline District it means a lot. Why? Because it's in the center of the city. A lot of people represent the city. They get, the Texans tatted on them, the Houston Rockets tatted on them. I want to leave my mark in downtown Houston so that way when they look at people like us and we're dead and gone, they got mirrors of us. And who knows who's going to come after us. So I want to create the chain reaction of who comes after Compound Films, who comes after Straight Outta Texas, Hustle Time Network, 979, Tex, G-Man and all this. Who's going to be the next guy that's going to change the whole thing and create this new business, new lane industry. And so that's my ultimate goal. And so that's why it's important for us to go out here and put it in their face so that way they can see that people like us, we're making waves and we're being accepted and we're bringing those victories home. The great thing about the movie industry and being able to speak different languages is that now when you create films, you're able to secure the deal, right? And by the way you do that is that a lot of people, they dub the movie. If you want to do it in Spanish, you ever heard the voice, aquí estamos, oh, cuidado, and it's always like a different voice. And so the cool thing about where we come from is that not only can we distribute our movies here in the United States, we could also distribute it in South America and in Mexico and stuff like that. And so that gives us an advantage. So why wouldn't we be producing films? A lot of these companies, a lot of these brands are trying to crack the code and they're trying to figure out how to reach the Latin demographic. How can I speak their language? Can I play Despacito and feel like we're on the same page? Well, the great thing is that now we're going to be in a position of power to be able to market to us and market it properly, without any gimmicks. We want to tell our stories. It's very important for us to do this because who else is going to tell our stories? And so we have that responsibility of shining light on the heroes, on the people that are like changing the world. We have the power to do that now, and that is exactly why we are in downtown Houston, so that way we can, if you ever lived in Houston, it's the 4th largest city in the world, and we want to be in the center of that. That way everybody has access to us. I'm excited about where the movie industry is going, and where, the brands are going and how they're marketing and all these new things. And so we want to be in the center of it. And I feel like now is the time for us to tell our stories and distribute it and set up shop in Houston, Texas, a home of hustle town. And so that's what we're going to do. If you don't hustle, then, hey man, there's a lot of cities you can go to. But if you want to make things happen, if you want to put your future in your own hands, come set up shop in Houston, Texas, and come work with people like us, because you already know we're on a rocket ship, and I ain't talking about the basketball team. So shout out to everybody watching. Come to Houston, Texas. I just want to give a big shout out and a thank you to platforms like 97.9 The Box for giving people like us an opportunity. And if you want to learn more about it, you can go to buycompoundfilms.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, / By Compound Films, TikTok, By Compound Films. Give us a follow. You can book us on peerspace.com. And again, you can find us in the Skyline District of downtown Houston off Rusk Street and Milam. Come on by. Let's shoot that new film or let's create that new TV show. I look forward to working with you. Appreciate it.